engaging ourselves in a critical area. Remember, we've been dealing with the financial accounting theory. So today we are dealing with accounting standard setting. How do you come up with standard setting? So in accounting standard, these are the areas that we are supposed to cover. We look at the introduction, the meaning, objectives, rules of procedures, then the bodies. Then later we move to the process of standard setting, which is the meaning, then the steps followed, then economic issues. We have introduction and factors. Then we have political issues, which is actually, again, we look at the introduction and the factors of political issues. Mainly, this now wraps up our critical area as far as financial accounting theory is concerned. Introduction. The standard, which are generally accepted worldwide, on how, where, and when the accounting preparation and presentation must be prepared and presented to the users. The Financial Accounting Standard Board accomplished its mission through a comprehensive and independent process that encourages broad participation, objectively considers all stakeholders' views, and is subject to oversight by the Financial Accounting Foundation Board of Trustees. So when you talk about a standard, so the rules of procedure describes the Financial Accounting Standard Board operating procedures, including the due process activities that are to be open to public participation or observation to provide transparency into the standard setting processes. So there are procedures which must be followed in the event of coming up with Financial Accounting Standard Board. Now remember, standard is just a rule or direction which must be used in guiding or preparation and presentation of accounts. So the rules of procedures describe the following. 1. The organization in which the Financial Accounting Standard Board operates. So number 1, the organization in which the Financial Accounting Standard operates is very important. That's rule number 1. Number 2, the Financial Accounting Standard mission, how the mission is accomplished, and related principles that guides the board's standard setting activities. So again, we need to have a mission, because a mission will actually give us a direction. A mission will actually incorporate the vision. So it is critical to know that a mission must be there in the procedures of accounting standard. The operation procedures of the Financial Accounting Standard Board, including the responsibility of the chairman, the composition of the Financial Accounting Standard Board, technical staffs, the role of advisory groups, the Emerging Issues Task Force, and public forum in our due process. Now, these are rules which must be followed in the event of coming up with standard setting board. Number 4, our various forms of communication, including the form and the content of the accounting standard updates, exposure drafts, and concept statement. Again, we need to have this in place. Form of communication, how will the information reach the necessary stakeholders? How the information will flow from one point to another is critical. Then finally, the protocol for meetings of the Financial Accounting Standard Board and voting requirements. So we need to have a protocol, how meetings will be held, and the rights of voting. Who is at what point? What is the threshold When you vote, when do we say that this idea has been floated in? And then finally, the rules governing publication, public announcement, and the kinds of information made broadly available to the public. So again, we need to know which kind of information will be provided to the public. So rules governing the public announcement is very important. Again, which information will reach the public is very important. And that's why rules of procedure are necessary. The organization, the Financial Accounting Standard Board mission, the operation procedures, the advisory groups, the operation procedures, the form of communication. Then you come to the protocol for forming meetings, and finally rules governing announcement. How will you make the information reach the respective stakeholders? Now, financial information. Remember here we are looking at the critical characteristics. They identify the type of information likely to be most useful to the users in making decisions about the reporting entity on the basis of information in its financial report. Fundamental qualities or fundamental qualitative characteristics of financial information. Relevance. So the information must be relevant. In other words, we are saying relevant information is capable of making difference in the decision made by useful users if the predictive value, confirmatory value, or both. Number 2, faithful representation. Information must be complete, neutral, and free from material biasness. Enhance quality characteristics. So these are characteristics of information that we need to have. Comparability, comparison with similar information about other entities and with similar information about the same entity for another period or another date. Comparability must be another factor to be put in place. Variability, it helps to ensure users that information represents faithfully the economic phenomena it purports to represent. Then finally, timeliness. It means that the information is available to decision makers in time to be capable of influencing their decision. Understandability. Classifying, characterizing, and presenting information clearly and concisely. Classifying, characterizing, and presenting information clearly and concisely. So these are actually characteristics of information. So this is actually these are bodies which are built in accounting setting. Again, we have International Financial Reporting Standard Advisory Committee, and then we have International Accounting Standard Board, International Financial Reporting Standard Inspection Committee. So provide evidence in International Accounting Standard Board on agendas, impact of proposed standards, provide strategic advice. International Accounting Standard Board develop new accounting standard. Now this is where we are talking about how to come up with standards. Liaise with national standard setting bodies to promote convergence of international and national accounting standards. Now when you come to an International Financial Reporting Standard, Investigation Committee, Interpretation Committee, assist International Accounting Standard Board to establish and improve the standard. Uses interpretation, provide timely guidelines on emerging accounting issues not addressing in full standard, assist in the international and national convergence process. So these are bodies which are necessary in accounting standard. So these are regulatory bodies. Now we come to the process of standard setting. So we'll actually deal with the process of standard setting in our next session.